Oh shit. Well, that was a great way to start a video after I had to get my settings started. Sounds about right. Hey, what up guys, Django here. And if you didn't notice the other day, the trailer dropped for TF5. And if you didn't know, I am a huge Transformers fan ever since G1. I don't know why I said it really southern, but it's been a very long time since I've been this excited about a film that hasn't been released yet. Like, I know what we got was a teaser, but it was very hyped, and a lot of things that the old fans kind of picked up on. But okay,
5, 4, 3, 2,
I will link in this in the comment section somewhere. If I suck at this game, sorry, but it's been a very long time since I played this. I really wanted to play this purely because of the goodness that is to come. But yeah, the trailer kind of just starts off talking with a man narrating about, you know, what's going on at the moment. Like, what is this war that's going on, essentially, and like how basically humanity's kind of going on with it. Oh shit. Oh, got achievement, Full Metal Jacket. Cool! Reload 1,000 times. And you see little things, a lot of it is set in, the first part of the trailer was kind of set in King Arthur's time. I think even Michael Bay even called it King Arthur's time. Then it goes into World War II with the Nazis. And it's a bit like, whoa. Really? Host migration? Asshole! And then you you see a planet kind of come very close to the Earth. I believe it's actually right next to the Moon at first. Now, I have a theory on this, which I'm gonna go into in a second. That that later on in the trailer, you see it very close to the Earth, like if it's gonna engulf it, take his energy, as so the Transformers threat does. Yeah, one of my theories that what's going on is that it's either a Unicron. If you don't know what Unicron is, he's a big fuck-off Transformers planet size that eats other planets. Essentially, that's what he does. And basically, he was the original reason why Galvatron even existed. He essentially, when Megatron was defeated back in the 1960s movie, he just revived him and was like, yeah, you're my servant now, asshole. And I believe, personally, I really want to believe that it is Unicron, because Unicron is definitely, like, whenever he's introduced in Star Wars, fucking hell, what's wrong with me? Transformers, you know shit is gonna go down. Like, usually there's like the Matrix leadership's involved, and where Prime has to be defeated, saved, and or he's died and he's passing on to the leadership to another individual, such as Hot Rod, who is being introduced in this film. I don't think he was actually even shown in the trailer. He might have, because there was very little that we saw. The only characters we kind of saw was Megatron in the background, and Squeaks, who is the very cute little moped character that you see the new child protagonist, because there are like three main characters. There's the Jaeger from the fourth film by Mark Wahlberg. Very cool. He's definitely one of my favorite protagonists in the Transformers lore. Even though he's only kind of appeared in one film, but out of all the human allies there's been, he's definitely one of my favorites. Woohoo! 17 kills. But I will continue. You kind of meet, and you kind of see a lot of dramatic shots with other characters we haven't seen. I don't want to say too much about who's coming back, because that's kind of a thing you've got to look into for yourself. I don't want to sound mean. Asshole. I'll just do the campaign. At least I know I can play that. And it's kind of crazy what's going on with the trailer. and you do see the planet come very close to the Earth. Now, this kind of gives even more indication that it is Unicron. Unicron eats planet for his own energon, so he can keep alive, essentially. He's a kick-ass character. And a massive deal. Ozzy, shut up! I can hear my dog. God damn it, loud noodles are evil. I've lost my train of thought now. Bloody hell! Yeah, there we go. Now, as you can see with the, if you look into the background, I see that is, I don't know, it feels like it's been a few years since the last film, because the Earth doesn't like the one we live in now on how it was kind of presented during 4. It looks wrecked. The location we see just looks destroyed. If the war has gone out, you know, it's gone out of control. Now, a lot of people, you know, didn't really talk about this, but it is quite a bit of a, you know, how many years is it set? I personally think is, my own theory is around 10 years, and it's, you know, a lot of shit's gone down in Prime's disappearance.
You can't hide forever, Optimus.
Now that, we get to the bit of this, you know, Mark Wahlberg kind of goes into the battlefield. He is with some old character, which I was very happy to see. One of my more favourites back in the, from Transformers 1 to 3. That is a hint!
Optimus, what is this insanity? What is
that is a fair hint. If you don't get it, you're an idiot. I hate to say this, but seriously.
Not a problem.
You're an idiot if you don't get it. Now, Megatron looks more like, every time I've seen him in the films, he appears to be more like the comic version.
That will not pose a problem. Such crude weapons are plenty.
When I say comic, I didn't mean like that. I'm more of the 1960s version back in the original show, because when you actually get a chance to see his body, he is humongous, and he has the big fuck-off cannon, which is my favorite part of him. He was very badass back in the 60s show. Now, if you're trying to figure out how a 20-year-old watched the 1960s show, I watched a lot of TV back in my day. And plus, I had a pretty awesome family. There was like, you have to watch this now, boy! I don't care about that shit.
I do not relish this, Optimus. I forsook guns to walk a more honorable path. I know you favor the sword now, but the gravity of the situation requires more advanced weaponry.
Been a while, so I'm trying to get like back into controls again. So I do want to play this online because it's a very enjoyable game.
As always lurks just behind me.
But back to the whole point of what the heck is going on. At the end, you get the massive shocker of Optimus Prime versus Bumblebee, where Bumblebee tries to jump on Prime, and Prime just slams into the floor. Now you see Jaeger. Now, how did he get there? I'm not quite sure. I think he might have been in the location and was like, yeah, I need to stop this. And you see Prime get his sword out and says, you know, forgive me, and you see him go to stab Bumbles, and it just cuts. And that was the end of the trailer. Now, I don't want to tell too much because of the whole, you know, I want you guys to watch it and make your own opinions. But a lot of people have noticed this. I do struggle to see colors a lot. I am in a form of colorblind. I confuse other colors with others, but even I can tell Prime's eyes is purple. Now, whether he has been, I don't know if he's been brainwashed, because he says, you know, forgive me. That would imply he has some form of regret. Like, it's still Prime, but he has to do this for other reasons. Why he is attacking his former allies. Now, personally, I don't know what's going on. I think they're doing a twist where how Galvatron was made. I think if it is Unicron the planet, size thing, I really hope it is, he's took over Prime and used his blood, which is known as Dark Energon. Now, I don't know how it relates to the comics in the old show, but in Transformers Prime, yes, I watched that, don't judge. When it came in contact with people, they were subjugated by Unicron. And they pretty much became their servants, essentially. They still had their individuality, but Unicron was kind of like, yeah, you work for me now, bitch. You don't follow what I say, I kick your ass. Now, as well, they had another very nasty property of zombie robots. Zombie robots. I will say that again. Now, I doubt they'll go with that route with the films, because that is just out there. That is just a bit too weird. Now, but I do see it being a way of subjugating Prime, making him work for Unicron. Because to me, that's the only way I would think Prime would do this. Why would he attack his friend if he's being forced? Now, the way he is, it could be very. Now, a lot of people have brought this up, including Jamie. He actually brought up a point. What if, you know, Unicron has a form of bond on him, where, you know, he can actually kill Prime in a heartbeat, but he makes a deal. Like, Unicron, you know, says, you know, if you do all this, I will spare the Earth. The humans will survive, which we all know Unicron wouldn't do that. Unicron doesn't hold up to favors. I don't personally see that, because Prime is the type of person to work around things. He's generally the guy who's like, my beliefs will never waver. I will do what is right. He is very, I don't want to say narrow-minded, because it sounds very wrong, but when he believes something, he stays true to it. His beliefs never waver. Well, a bit in 4, sorry, you did see a little bit of that, which was a bit like, okay, but he did, in a, you know, he was very angry at a lot of points. I don't want to say, you know, if you haven't watched it, just watch it. It's one of my favorites. No, I know a lot of people really dislike 4, but it's definitely my favorite. That's just because of Grimlock. Grimlock's sexy. Okay. Some things that we do know and don't know. We know Megatron has a snazzy new body, which he looks fabulous. I hate to say this, but that was fucking good. He's sporting a snazzy new body with a big fuck-off cannon. Who else we know? We obviously know Prime is back for obvious reasons. Bumblebee, obviously, the big ones. I believe Hound has been confirmed, as well as, of course, Drift, because Drift is awesome! Drift is like badass. If you don't know who Drift is, you might want to do a bit of backstory. Who else do we know is coming back? I think that's, you know, the crew from 4 is coming back. I know Grimlock's definitely coming back, which I'm so happy about. Grimlock is like the coolest Dinobot ever. That was disappointing he never talked in the 4th one. I hope they change that. I want him to talk like the 60s. Yeah, Grimlock strong. He's basically the Hulk, how he talks. Back to my point of hand. That I've heard like characters like old school 1960 characters will be make an appearance. For example, Cliff Jumper. For the Autobots, of course, as well as Prowl. Now, Prowl was my favorite character from the old 1960s show. I mean, a really cool police car guy. He was awesome. He was definitely one of my favorites. I know I'm rambling, but I do want to say a few things. Well, what I do know, but some of these things will probably be wrong, where they've changed, or where I got this research information from could definitely be wrong. Now, when I know this has been confirmed, and I'm so happy, because I wasn't a fan of his original thing, but I love who he turns out to be. If you don't know who I'm talking about, the second, well, he isn't technically the second, but the second, you know, the leader after Optimus, Rodimus Pratt. Well, I don't know he'll be in the movie at all, because that would be very, like, to me. I think I might achieve a boner. But Hot Rod, his original form before he became the, you know. Now, I don't know how much they're going to follow the original, but Hot Rod was a very cocky young character. He would run his mouth and he would do what he thought was right. He was definitely very cool. In my top 5 of all time, when I say of all time, I mean every version ever. He's definitely my favorite. Honestly, don't yell at me, bud. God, well, you love Transformers. Now, I'm fairly certain they're not going to kill off Prime. At least not yet, because he died in the second one, and it'd be weird to kill him now. I do want to hope that this is kind of a new arcing thing, where this is kind of like the setup for a bigger event that might be happening in the Transformers universe. How that happens, I don't know. But yeah, Hot Rod is coming back. Well, not coming back, being introduced in the cinematic universe. Now, Hot Rod is definitely up there with my favorites, because Prowl's my number 1. So, Prowl's Bay. But then there's Rodimus, who's... I may have favorite Autobots. When it comes to Primes, I'm just like, Rodimus is better than Prime. Optimus Prime, he's kick-ass. Now, there's been a lot of versions of how he becomes a Prime in the past. I do hope, if they do make him into Rodimus in the films, that they do it really gradually rather than, oh, here, you want to meet him here? Yeah, he was never introduced, but in a previous film, I want them to build his character. And if they do that, I want him to be like a smart aleck character, like he tries to do the right thing, but he makes the wrong decisions type thing, dealio. And if Prime does get his life sorted at the end of 5, it could be like a mentor figure, and when Prime finally kicks the bucket, they do the whole thing with the 1960s. Now, if this isn't Unicron, so we know he will eventually be introduced. That's one thing I know Michael Bay is building up to. Whether it's going to be now, in this film, or in a future date, because a lot of people have been pointing this out. Even I've noticed this. Like, at first I was like, oh my god, Unicron, but when I actually watched it again, I was like, that looks familiar. If you look on the shaping of it, it looks very similar to Cybertron after Transformers 3. Yeah, how it's always arcing. At the end of the day, I think I've talked enough about this topic, and you probably all got bored of this and clicked off. But at the end of the day, I just wanted you guys to know that it exists. Transformers 5 has got a trailer, my kind of opinions. I really don't know what I can go on, because they haven't really said a lot. I haven't got a lot of information about how it can play out after this. And I think that's all I can say right now, guys. That's literally it. Like, comment, subscribe, everyone. Yeah, the usual. And if you want to be part of, share your own opinions on any video, literally could be anything. Heck, I could be playing friggin' Call of Duty with Lou and the guys. You can actually, when I actually on Twitch, you guys can actually comment. I would actually love you guys to do that. I want to make a community. I really want to do that. Even if it is to say, Alex, you suck. You can't play games. Actually, to be fair, I would love to do that, because I would be like, oi, user number 1. Suck it. That's the thing I would do. But it's all banter. But at the end of the day, I would love for you guys to do that on my Skype Twitch channel, which is, I believe, Django, either the Demon Slayer or Django 1-800. I use it for my Xbox account, so it's one out of two. It one out of two. It's one out of two. But with that said, like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, kids, remember these words: Plus, Ultra, and roll out!